Hello everyone, welcome to Inconvenient Truths. I'm your host, Jennifer Zeng. We know from early this year, the situation in Taiwan Strait has been very intense. British magazine The Economist even published a cover story with the title "The Most Dangerous Place on Earth," saying that Taiwan is the most dangerous place on Earth. A few days ago, on July the 5th, Japan's Deputy Prime Minister Taro Aso said that Japan needed to defend Taiwan together with the US. That was a very unusual move from the Japanese side. So how has the CCP responded? Today I will share with you some unique content I found and then deleted by the CCP. I will also talk about what I think regarding the situation. Before we move on, please make sure you subscribe to and share my channel if you haven't. Someone left such a comment yesterday. Your videos are excellent with a lot of insights. I always learned a thing or two from this. Then he asked why the world did not take notice of the things I discuss. So I think I do need your help to get more exposure. Now, let's move to our topic today. First of all, I want to share with you two short video clips that I downloaded and translated from a popular Chinese military channel called 六军韬略, which can be roughly translated as Wisdom and Strategies for 6 Armies. Why 6 armies? Because the CCP has 6 military regions that cover the entire China. So this channel offers wisdom and strategies to all of them. Wang Hongguang, former deputy commander of the CCP's army, PLA, People's Liberation Army's Nanjing military region, once published his article at this channel's account. So we can say this channel either belongs to the PLA or has strong ties with the PLA. It is a relatively new channel as a Chinese video sharing site called 西瓜 Video. 西瓜 means watermelon, and it has about 2 million subscribers. Its first video was published on November 22nd last year. That video has already got more than 20 million views. Now, let's watch the first video in which the host vows to nuke Japan until Japan surrenders. Please make sure you read the English titles added by me.
我们在解放台湾时，如果日本胆敢武力干预，哪怕出动一兵一卒、一机一舰作战力量，我们不是对等还击，而是对日本全面开战，首战用核弹，连续用核弹，直到日本第2次宣布无条件投降。我们打击的是日本的战争承受力，只要日本认识到承受不起战争的代价，就不敢贸然出兵台海。我国在1964年第1颗原子弹爆炸成功时，对全世界承诺不对非核国家使用原子弹，不首先使用原子弹。尽管时间过去了近60年，我国的核威慑强度也受到一些影响，但这一决策依然是成功的，保障了我国的和平建设。现在国际形势大变，我国正处于100年未有之大变局之中，一切政略、战略和策略都要在大变局中做出调整和改变。为了保障我国的和平崛起，有必要对核政策做有限的调整。我们郑重提出日本例外论。日本在近现代以来多次主动伤害中国人民。1894到1895年甲午战争割走台湾，赔款2.3亿多两白银。1931年至1945年侵华战争，中国伤亡3500多万人。日本对中国丧尽天良的暴行，至今没有一个认真的认罪态度。如果日本第3次对中国开战，中国人民要新仇旧恨一齐报。日本是世界上唯一爱过原子弹的国家，上至政府，下至民间，对原子弹记忆深刻，对使用原子弹的美国俯首帖耳。正是因为日本有这样独特的感受，对日本的核威慑将事半功倍。我们把日本单独排除在对世界不使用和不首先使用核武器的承诺之外，是一个例外，以此严正警告日本和告知世界各国。 一旦日本军事干涉我国的国内事务，包括大陆统一台湾，必将对日本使用核武器，并连续使用核武器，直到无条件投降，期间没有和平谈判，届时将收回钓鱼岛、琉球群岛，或收回管理，或使其独立。
Well, what do you think after watching this? Feel free to type in your comments. When I translated this video on Tuesday, July the 13th, I found that the original video in Chinese was uploaded on Monday, July the 12th, and had already received over 2.37 million views, 11,000 comments, and 88,000 likes. However, yesterday I found it was taken down. Interesting, right? Anyway, these are my initial takeaways after I watched this clip. First of all, the threat to nuke Japan continuously until it surrenders. That must be the first thing that everyone will take notice of when watching it. Second, it proposes a Japan exception theory, which means although we once promised that we wouldn't use nuclear weapons first or use it against non-nuclear countries, but Japan can be an exception, or Japan can be excluded from our promise because Japan has hurt China terribly before. Can you see the logic? If they can exclude Japan from their promise today, tomorrow they can find another excuse to exclude Taiwan or India or Australia or any other countries they want to exclude and to nuke. And then one day they will declare that their promise made 60 years ago is a historic old document that is no longer valid today. Actually, this was exactly what the CCP did with their promise to Hong Kong when they took back Hong Kong from the UK in 1997. They promised to allow Hong Kong to keep its social system and way of life for at least 50 years. However, after only some 20 years, the CCP claimed that the Sino-British Joint Declaration about Hong Kong is a historic document that is no longer valid. The third takeaway from this video is that it says because Japan is the only country in the world that has been hit by atomic bombs, so it has a deep memory of the atomic bombs from the government down to the people, so it takes the United States, which nuked it, lying down. The video says it is exactly because Japan has such a unique feeling that nuclear deterrence against Japan will get twice the result with half the efforts. Frankly speaking, I was so shocked by this kind of mentality, trampling on a nation's deepest scar that still hurts, to achieve its sinister purpose and proudly talking about it without any sense of shame. Now, I have something more shocking to show you. Let's watch another clip from the same channel. Please make sure you read the English subtitles.
第一，战前在战略部署上要设置2个主攻方向，即台湾和日本本土，并且以台湾为主的进攻方向可随时转移到对日本本土方向。二是在不使用核武的情况下，要把握好转移主攻方向的时机。实际上，战前就把对日方向确定为主攻方向，按对日方向部署军力，在此前提下兼顾对台方向，即打日本为主布局，打台湾开局，到打日本全面展开，最后日本投降收局。第二，反击日本不能仅限于琉球群岛和日本西南诸岛屿，必须以本土4岛为战略目标，因为我们的战略企图是日本灭国，如同2战结束时日本宣布无条件投降，所以对日战争是无限条件，打一场无限战争，使用所有战争手段，包括战术核武器和战略核武器。第三，联合俄罗斯和朝鲜3箭齐发，全纵深打击日本本土。第四，首战及中战，即便用非核常规战争，一样能把日本打趴下。第五， 全民战争意志、举国动员体制和战争承受力，将把日本战争意志压垮。如果日本为把台湾分裂出去而进攻中国，必然激起全民义愤，给了中国人民一个报仇雪恨的机会。日本参战阻挡我统一大业的完成，必然阻碍中华民族的伟大复兴。在这样的阻力面前，我们必然再一次全民族抗战，动员全国人民转入战时机制，举全国之力，不畏牺牲，无限升级战争形态，直至核战争，坚决把日本灭国。6. 打败日本后，必须采取比二战还严厉的手段，分割日本，彻底消灭战争根源，将日本四岛分割成4个互不相属的独立国家，根据各岛人民意愿，各自建立自己的国家政权机构，在中俄督导下各自制定自己的和平宪法。4国分别由中俄代管，中俄驻军，琉球脱离日本，由中国管理或独立建国。
Well, what do you think about this? Totally insane, right? Type in a comment and tell us what you think. Again, I was so shocked that this video openly claims that the CCP should resolutely eliminate Japan as a country divided into 4 states and put them under the administration of China and Russia, etc. And the method is to mobilize the entire nation to wage an unlimited war, ultimately a nuclear war against Japan. There's another very ridiculous claim in the original 9-minute Chinese video that I didn't include in the short video you just watched. And the claim is, after the CCP eliminates Japan, Japan's current Prime Minister Yasuhide Suga, former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, and current Deputy Prime Minister Taro Aso should all be punished as all criminals. I really cannot work out the logic here. The CCP eliminates Japan by dropping endless nuclear bombs on Japan, but Japanese leaders should be punished as all criminals instead of the CCP leaders. So, well, since I uploaded these 2 short videos on Twitter, they have received a lot of views and retweets. And you know what? The 2 original videos on Chinese Xigua site were deleted yesterday. I don't know whether the CCP deleted them because of me translating and exposing them, as far as I'm concerned, the statements in these 2 videos are anti-humanity and evil beyond words. Maybe some of the CCP guys also realized that these 2 videos would make the CCP look very bad, so they took them down. It was lucky that I had downloaded one of the 2 deleted videos and someone else downloaded the other one, so I have uploaded them to my other channel called Inconvenient Truths, first hand from China. So I think it is important if we keep this evidence of the CCP's anti-humanity mentality, so people can watch them to see that I didn't make up anything for the CCP. I cut 2-minute content out of the 5 and 9-minute ones, so I just choose the most important parts. Well, some people might argue that these 2 videos are not the CCP's official ones, but just created by a private military channel. Again, I must stress that in CCP's China, there is no such a thing as private sector. Everything has to be permitted and allowed by the CCP to be able to exist in CCP's China and Chinese websites. For example, if you search my name in Chinese on CCP's search engine Baidu, you get quite some people with the same name as me showing up, but none of them is me. I don't exist at all in Chinese websites. However, if you search with my Chinese name on Google, all the top results are about me. Can we see picture 13? Yes, this is the search result from Google. And if you search with my name on DuckDuckGo, about half, yes, this is the search result. Pictures, image search result with my name in Chinese. So half of the top results are either my articles or reports about me. So my point is, whether the channel is CCP's official channel or not, the fact that a high-level CCP commander, CCP general, chose to publish his article on this channel and that it can exist in China, it can attract 2 million subscribers, its videos can have millions or tens of millions of views and tens of thousands of likes, etc. Though all these facts show that the channel either belongs to the CCP's army or has very strong connections, or the CCP at least allows it and approves it. Also, let's look at this matter from another angle. In CCP's China, with all the media, schools, textbooks, information flow, and even art performances, etc., all controlled by the CCP, where do people's thoughts and ideas come from? The CCP, right? So the thought expressed in the 2 videos we just watched came exactly from the CCP or reflect the CCP's mindset. Actually, after Taro Aso said that Japan needs to defend Taiwan together with the US, the CCP's official responses have been very tough too. The CCP's spokesperson Zhao Lijian said that Taro Aso's comments are extremely wrong and dangerous. We will never allow any country in any way to interfere in the Taiwan issue, and nobody should underestimate the Chinese people's strong determination, will and ability to safeguard our national sovereignty. So also, no, you got the wrong video. Yeah, this is the right one. This is the one we showed in our last show, I think. We shouldn't forget that at the grand ceremony of the CCP's 100th birthday on July the 1st,
用蟹肉铸成的钢铁长城面前，碰得头破血流。
See how Xi Jinping warned foreign forces that they will have their heads broken and shed blood if they dare to upset the CCP, and how the crowd responded warmly. So that's the official response from the CCP, we can see. So what I want to say is that the ideas expressed in the 2 short videos are no doubt the CCP's. As a matter of fact, many years ago, around 2005, I heard from 2 different sources about the CCP's global long-term strategy. One source is Chen Yonglin, CCP's former political counsel at the Chinese consulate in Sydney, who defected to Australia in 2005. Another source is Yuan Hongbin, a former law professor at Peking University, who escaped from China to Australia in 2004. So the basic idea from both of them is the same. The CCP has long since recognized that it had no ability to resolve the political, social, economical, and financial problems inside China at all. So the only way out is to declare war against Taiwan, to bring the nation to an emergency state. Under a wartime emergency state, the CCP can do many things that it cannot do in normal times, such as freeze people's assets, including foreigners and foreign businesses' assets in China. So a wartime status is the only way out for the CCP. And how did this affect the CCP's global foreign policies? If a war is declared against Taiwan, the CCP believes the US and Japan are the two countries that they have to deal with. In other words, the US and Japan are enemies that the CCP doesn't think they can win over. As for other countries, the CCP's policy was to try to get them to at least stay neutral when the CCP declares war against Taiwan. The method is to win them over. The method to win them over was to infiltrate and influence these countries through political, economic, diplomatic, and even cultural channels. For Australia, especially, the CCP wanted to turn it into one of its pumpies. And they had a special term for the countries that surround China. They call them countries at our greater border. So subconsciously, the CCP regards the countries surrounding China as part of a broader China. So that was more than 10 years ago. From what we've been seeing since then, I think the strategy that Chen Yonglin and Yuan Hongbin revealed is indeed the CCP's strategy. Of course, it has been making adjustment during all these years as time goes, but the overall trend looks real to me. Aren't we hearing more and more about CCP's intention to unify or liberate Taiwan? Maybe we are closer and closer to the day when the CCP thinks it should start a war. There are also many people who say that the CCP would never dare to invade Taiwan or start a war, and the CCP's army is very corrupt and is also a tofu project that doesn't have any combat ability, etc. I do agree that the view that the CCP's army is very corrupt and incapable, especially since many soldiers are the only child of their families, so the combat ability is really very questionable. Also, any normal country, normal government in the world would not think about starting a nuclear war that could bring unbearable consequences to all. The problem is the CCP is not a normal political party or a normal regime. It doesn't follow the logic and the rationale of our civilized world. In the Chinese language circle, we have a saying to describe the CCP. There is only things that you are incapable of thinking of. There is nothing that the CCP is incapable of doing. So please bear this in mind whenever you try to think about anything that is related to the CCP. Well, that's all I plan to say today. Now let's see if we have any questions and comments. So we have a comment from Seek the Truth. I hope the South Korea will also join Quad. Yes, I think South Korea is very important here. Actually, in that longer version, that 9-minute longer version that I didn't translate to all, the CCP did mention they want to join the force with Russia and North Korea to fight Japan at the same time, and they definitely said if during the process North Korea wants to do something to South Korea, it's their internal problem and we would not interfere with. So they are actually hint or encourage North Korea to do something against South Korea when they invade Taiwan, so to give them some kind of incentive. So that is in that 9-minute video I downloaded. So I hope the South Korea can take notice of what is in that video, especially about the CCP's encouragement to North Korea to take over South Korea if a war starts, use that kind of ability. So here we have another one from Pasimi Daisy. Going around the thread, people using their nukes, do they think they are the only one who got it? Yes, absolutely. From, I think, quantity sense, America got thousands of nuclear, I think, weapons. And the CCP, according to the public, they may have only 300 or something. But anyway, they did make this kind of threat, and we need to take notice of that. Okay, so C450 said they should expect nuclear war then. Of course, if they start a war, I think that is unbearable. And Daniel Vixie asked, "Hi Jennifer, I was wondering if you had any thought on Xi Songlin wearing a thick Mao suit, and when Mao only wear cotton." Sorry, I don't quite understand this. Do you mean Xi Jinping's wearing a Mao kind of suit in this ceremony we just watched? Yes, I think in recent years and in recent months, Xi is more and more, I think, trying to adopt Mao's style of governance, and is more and more going back to cultural revolution. And he may also even go back to a planned economy instead of market economy. That is already happening in China now. So Passimi Dancy says Japan should partner with Israel. Yes, I think all the countries that love freedom should join forces together and to deal with the CCP. That's the real cancer of this earth. So guess who is back? Say hi, hello everyone. When the hell is going on Nuke Taiwan? Yes, I think many people won't take them seriously, and I don't think in practice or in reality they would start a nuclear war immediately or in the recent time. But I think it's worthwhile we understand the CCP's mentality, and I think at least they have this kind of mentality. They had made such kind of anti-humanity threat, and so when we deal with them, when we do business with them, and we know what kind of regime we are dealing with, and so when we make other sort of decisions, I think this kind of revelation can help with us when we deal with the CCP in any other issues, like in political, diplomatic, and economic issue. I think this will be very helpful. It's not a question whether they will really start a war tomorrow or not, but to recognize the CCP's evil mentality and its nature and its potential of doing damage is very necessary for the world to defend itself. Otherwise, if we don't have this in mind, like in the past several decades, we help them to develop their technology, their economy, and then they use that kind of power they gain from the free world to fight back, to bully the world, and maybe one day they really want to start a war against Taiwan. So we are suffering from the result or the consequences because we didn't correctly recognize the CCP for what it is. So that's my point here. So Hasero Nayoga says the CCP regime is a criminal organization. No one should trust the CCP regime promises and honoring any treaty. Yes, definitely. I totally agree. So Saki said, war worried any kid spent diplomacy. Yes, I think the problem is they don't realize how ridiculous they will look to the civilized world when they behave like this. But still, I think the tragedy is we allow them. And many business people are still trying to get into the market of China and are still believing they can make money out of China. And so they think they have the right to do whatever they like because the world listens to them. So Seek the Truth say, have you seen former CCP party teacher Tai Xia's recent article, China-US Relations in the Eye of the Chinese Communist Party, an Insider's Perspective? Yes, I saw part of that. I think she has a very unique insight as a former CCP, a professor from the CCP's party school. And actually, I think she just retweeted one of my the video of the CCP threat to nuke Japan. She retweeted that video and comment. She said something like, back in 2013, she was talking with some Chinese people. She was worried that CCP would one day go very crazy, and her friend or whatever she was talking to did not quite agree with her. Now this video came out and she retweeted it to show that she really started worried about what was going to happen back in 2013. Yeah, if you search for her tweet, you can find her retweet of me and her comments about what she started to worry back in 2013. Okay, so Nick Bravo said, guess who is back? It's price going on China's part. We do without, we will become demoralized in their view. We go without, we will become demoralized in their view. Yes. Okay, I think that's pretty much what I can see and read. Oh, we have time for now. It's 30 minutes already. So thank you very much for all the encouragement. I see a lot of people give me a lot of heart, and for your encouragement and for your participation. And I hope that more people can learn the truth from my channel. So I do appreciate if you can share my video and give me some boosts. Thank you so much. I'll see you on Monday.